Igor by Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator has surprised everyone with the release of his 5th album, Igor. The whole album was produced by Tyler himself. With the critical success of Flower Boy, can Tyler do it again? What do we think of it? Here's our honest review of Igor by Tyler, the Creator.
Bro, shadowboxing. I can't get over it, bro.
Igor, man, by Tyler, the Creator, man.
Yeah.
You gonna shadowbox him?
No, I'm good. He got hands.
How you feel about this album artwork?
Yeah, typical Tyler fashion. It's weird and unorthodox. But I can't lie, it's striking in some kind of way. I don't know why. I read that there was like different colors for the releases or whatever like that. And then I saw the deluxe vinyl color. I think I like that one more because of just how, that one. I think I like that one more, even though that's still weird. It's just got that artistic flair to it. But for the digital cover, hey, it's just Tyler. That's all I can say. But it does give me a picture of what I guess Igor is supposed to look like if that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, the album artwork, like you said, it's like, I'd kind of expect this from Tyler. I'm surprised he's not eating a roach while he's sitting there with that facial expression. But, I mean, it's just strange, and it kind of set me up for what I thought I was expecting for the album, but what I wasn't. But I will say that I kind of already had an idea where everything was going once I heard Earthquake.
Okay.
And the flow of this project, man, it's a love story.
Yeah.
From beginning to end. I mean, it's literally, meeting somebody, the ups, the downs, the happiness, the stuff starting to fall apart, questioning stuff, breaking up. Like, he even had a little moment of his obsession in there. Breaking up and then becoming friends after everything's all over with. Like, that's literally the project.
Yeah, and the flow musically, it's just very, I don't want to say experimental because I hate using that, but it's just very, like, different. Not in a bad way, though.
Highlights, man. Look, I actually got a lot of things I guess I want to say about the album, man. The Igor theme, when that joint came on, I was like, yo, this joint is hard. This theme is hard, opening up the project like this. It sounded like he went and worked with John Bryan for a minute.
It threw me off.
When Earthquake came on, I wasn't shocked because I had already watched the video. And,
okay.
So I saw the video first, and then I was just like, yo, this video is funny.
Okay.
And because, the whole interaction with him and Tracy Ellis Ross, and she's like, don't smoke in here. And he's just kind of looking at her. Like, he wasn't even talking. He was just looking at her.
Okay.
And then, like, she getting his name wrong and everything. And it was a pretty funny video. So, in context for the album, man, I like the way this song is the first song that starts off the album. I thought it was really good. Running Out of Time is a joint that caught my attention immediately. Mm-hmm. A Boy Has a Gun sounds beautiful. Like, I really like the way this joint sounds. What's Good was kind of like a change of pace. And it felt like a really good change of pace. Gone with CeeLo Green. Like, I like the way he EQ'd and modified everybody's voices to almost sound like his.
So wait, CeeLo Green was on that?
Yeah, that's him singing on the hook.
Really?
That's what I'm saying. Like, throughout the whole album,
I knew there was a lot of uncredited
Uzi's
ones
on the
first one.
on Earthquake. No, it's
Uzi's on the first one.
Igor theme.
Earthquake is Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, Playboy Cardi. That wasn't good. I need to point that out, but that'll be in the lowlights. But yeah, good on Gone with CeeLo on the hook sounds amazing. Like, that was one of the coolest things he did. He EQ'd and like altered everybody's voice to the point where it almost sounds like him throughout the whole project. I thought that was really cool. Are We Still Friends, man? To me, this joint sounded like if you took Puff Daddy and Mase Jealous Guys and mixed it with the instrumental playing of We Major. Like, portions of it, like, not completely in its entirety.
Didn't think about that,
but I was just like,
but in a way that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, like, it's weird, and that was like my first thought, and I was like, yo, this joint sounds
how did
so
you come
dope.
up with that?
because it sounded like when he's singing Are We Still Friends, like, it reminded me of like Mason Puff Daddy attempting to sing but not really hitting the notes, not really
Especially that last one.
Yeah, like trying to mess up in a sense, like in owning it.
Okay.
And then you had like the synths and all the crazy sounding instruments playing on it, heavy sounding like you hear on We Major. So I thought that was really dope, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me tell you, when I first turned this on, I did not know what to expect. I knew we was gonna do Tyler. I was like, okay, this is Tyler. Let me get ready for this. Igor's theme, yo, I was in the car like, this sounds amazing. Like, I knew, like, when it said theme, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be like a heavy instrumental intro.
I know this is way left field.
What's up?
But which theme did you like better? The theme of Childish Gambino's last album, the way it opened, or Igor's theme?
Igor's theme. I mean, I love that. Yeah, I love that shit. But this one right here,
this joint was hard.
Like how he just like added all these different kind of sounds in. The keys came in at the right moment. Just them singing the little like chorus or whatever in the back, like it just sounded dynamic, sounded amazing. And then how it flew right into Earthquake, I'm like, okay, what am I getting here? And then like just through, I just want to say like what 1 through 5, like I love how like actually this whole project, I love how each song transitions into one another. I think that was really, really great. And I want to say Running Out of Time was a favorite of mine after about good 4 listens. I'll go get to that in my low lights. Gone, I just really like how that sounds. I don't know what it is about it, but it just sounds just really, really good. And yeah, that's it for right now. But production on there is amazing. Like, that's one thing I came away with this. It's just like, he's a fucking beast on the production, man. And it's just really the small things. Like, I read on one of his tweets, he was talking about one of his songs, how he did it over and over until it's right. And like, I can really appreciate that because it seems like he really paid a lot of attention to detail when it came to his music.
Lowlights, man. We all know how much I love Pharrell, right?
Okay.
Well, I immediately, I read that a lot of this album was inspired by Pharrell, and this isn't necessarily a lowlight though. Uh-huh. Like he was just saying, like Pharrell inspired him a lot for this project. I thought it was so dope that I didn't hear any of that. Like I didn't really. If
I thought
I had
Pharrell
to pick,
was he on the last one?
Yeah, but I'm just saying he said Pharrell inspired him, like to like kind of go forward with this project with like the NRD style of music.
I felt like
the distortion.
Okay, I can, yeah, all right.
But I didn't hear it, and I thought I mean this is technically still a highlight. I just kind of left it. I forget. But yeah, I really enjoyed the fact that it didn't sound like a Pharrell project to me. The only thing that was reminiscent of Pharrell was sometimes not necessarily quantizing to the beat appropriately, because that's kind of like one of Pharrell's things. Sometimes he likes to just play it and go with the feel, as opposed and you get that a little bit on this project, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Low light Playboy Cardi for sure. I don't know why people still do music with this guy. He was
carrying a note, man.
It didn't sound good to me. I don't really want to say much more than that, because other than that, it sounded like I was hating, but I think he didn't sound good at all on that project. And New Magic Wand, I wasn't a huge fan of the song. It's not horrible, but like I feel, I mean, I'll just leave it at that. It's my least favorite song on the project. I don't hate it, just my least favorite song.
Well, my lowlights would have to be when I got to
I Don't Love You Anymore too. That's my second least favorite song.
When I got to I Think and Exactly What You Run From It, no, that was the interlude. Running Out of Time. When I sent you that text, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, is the lyrics and just just how everything sounds. Like, understand me. I love how like some of these songs have memorable hooks and that are catchy, but when it gets to some of the lyrics, it just, I don't know how to say it without y'all thinking I'm hating, because I'm not hating on what he is trying to tell the story of and everything like that. It's just the lyrics don't hook me enough to care about what he's talking about. I love the production. Like I told my boy, I would rather have this whole album as an instrumental album. And I'm not trying to discredit him as an artist or anything like that, but it's just some of the way that he comes in on here, and sometimes, like you were talking about how he uses the pitches of the vocals and everything, I didn't care. And I was just like, this just sounds kind of whack. I don't care about what he's talking about. And like I was reading a whole bunch of people's comments on the album and everything, and how people were like, oh, they felt such a way listening to this. I really couldn't connect that well, and I was like, I can't understand how people are connecting on such a deep emotional level of what he's talking about. I just really didn't get connected like that. If anything, I was connected to how beautiful the production sound and how just amazing the little things did with what he did with the beats and everything. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I just don't care much for the writing on this project. I just really don't think it's a strong point. I think what makes this album stand out is the production, but I don't feel like the writing was good at all.
Final thoughts, man. Look, man, I thought he actually did a pretty decent job singing throughout this project. It was really interesting. I really like the way most of the guest appearances were used. Like, you know, the way Solange was used was really good. Charlie Wilson. I like the Gerard Carmichael skits. I do hate the number 4 skit because I felt like it should have been at the end of number 3.
Gotcha.
I hate when skits get put on numbers. Like, especially since it's only one, if you're gonna do it, put all of them on numbers.
It was 14 seconds.
Yeah, so maybe it was one that they forgot to put on the end of a track. I'm not 100% sure, but it just comes off as a little awkward. But yeah, the way all of the guest appearances were used, the way his voice sounded, I really liked that. He nailed most of the hooks. The hooks actually sound really good. For the most part, you don't get a lot of rapping on this project, but I was completely okay with that. And I thought the production on this joint was like Kanye West level of detail.
Yeah.
And like, I'm talking about like when you look back at the detail on Late Registration in the production, like that's the style of production I felt like he was going for, as far as like the meticulous amount of detail put into the instruments in that project.
Yeah, I feel like the production on this was just flawless. I mean, I felt like this was just sonically, this is like the stuff I like to listen to. And you know, even though I'm not a big fan of how the lyrics were, his hooks were catchy. I did like some of the things that he did when it came to, like, you know, transitioning to another song and everything like that, because it kind of hits you when at least expected, but it still flowed really well. So that being said, I thought this was a really cool creative piece from Tyler, and I feel like, you know, and don't think just because he wasn't rapping I didn't like it. That wasn't the case. It's just some of the writing I really didn't care for. But I want to say, even though I'm not a big Tyler fan, from what I've seen him come from, I think he has matured a lot as an artist. And I think that's really detrimental to his success, because he's still not, you know, talking about the goofy stuff and everything like that no more. He's kind of getting on another level musically, and I appreciate that. So that's what's up.
Final grade, man. Look, I felt like Tyler put himself out there and took a chance with this project, decided to change the sound. It is reminiscent of like the shock value you get when you heard 808s and Heartbreaks for the first time, because it's like the artist completely changed their style and decided to try something new. So it was really bold. He went with more of a songwriting approach. I didn't have an issue with most of the songwriting on this project. I actually thought it was pretty cool. It sounded really cool. And I think Tyler might be onto something here. I don't know if I want to say anything about as far as it even being considered a classic or anything at this point.
A lot of people
I need to listen to it a lot more before that and see how I feel about it. But I can definitely tell y'all right now I'm going to give it a check, because I think Tyler did something really creative here, and it sounds really cool and really beautiful the way the music and like the vocals are being used. Like it was way less annoying than like an auto-tune album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to give it a dash. Even though I loved the production of the album, I just couldn't get with the writing and how everything sounded. I mean, I looked up, you know, a lot of analysis about, you know, the meanings and everything like that. And, you know, it just really didn't grab me. But this is a beautiful sounding album. I will listen to a couple tracks like Igor's theme, Earthquake, Running Out of Time, and Gone. I Thank You. I would listen to that a lot. But as far as if it didn't just hook me all the way, maybe it's just not all the way for me, and that's okay. But, you know, I just have to give it a dash.